It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you!
Hello and welcome to Trump 2020 Trigger Warning. What?
We need to. They can hear us, but they can't see us. Hello?
It's alright, they can hear us, can't they?
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, that'll do for him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Every one of them, especially him that said your name wrong.
I don't know who Aiden is, actually, if I'm honest. Welcome to the Trump 2020 Trigger Warning Show. How you doing, guys? Lovely to see you. We're very MAGA today, aren't we, Graham?
Super MAGA, mate. Yeah. We were just talking about that off air, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
The same thing is happening now in America for 2020 that happened here with Boris. And Trump is going to fucking storm it. Absolutely storm it.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be, well, you can go one of two ways.
Yeah?
We're going to come in for the election special.
I'm going to get a big foam MAGA hat.
You are. And we're going to broadcast till we find out if Donald Trump's going to lead us to the apocalypse or if it's going to be, I don't know, Bernie Sanders or whoever else.
Can you imagine? Did you see the shit with Bernie Sanders? They've been leaking it bit by bit.
I've heard that one of his aides is like preaching for violence, isn't he?
They're trying to say it was like just some random guy, you know, like they do with Trump. Like they just get some random idiot. And yeah, Trump does attract some weird racist people. He does. But they then hold Trump responsible for that individual. This guy is an actual paid Bernie employee. And he stood there saying how, is it Michigan? I can't remember the city now, but it's going to burn if he doesn't get the nomination. And they've just released another video because what they did was they waited till all the other people said this was just an isolated. Whoa. Oh. They let everyone say that on record. And then they released another video where he's admitting to having Antifa on staff as well. They're all part of it. They're all together. They're all in there.
But wasn't it the group that released this? It was those the ones that got it a bit wrong about the embryos, didn't they?
Project Veritas, yeah.
So therefore nobody will listen.
Yeah, although he has said, he says he's put it out, and you know that he's never had a case against him, and there's been no successful cases against him.
No, they just ignore him.
Defamation or anything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So he's there openly calling out Facebook, CNN, Twitter. None of these people, and it's not like Facebook are lacking lawyers or legal fucking sweat.
No, and you wouldn't want to go to court just in case you can be caught out. Bill Doer there says, I wear my sunglasses at night, bro. Yeah. Just trying to butch up, you know, for the show, weren't we, Graham?
Yeah.
Just trying to butch up, be more butch.
I'm not even taking the thing off, man. I just like it.
Yeah. I think they're really butch.
I feel like a real man.
It shows that you're very confident in your sexuality.
Yeah, well, I am. I always
absolutely. I'm just going to see if that trans person's still angry with me on Twitter. We'll probably talk about that later. I seem to have... It was angry paedophiles last week. It's angry trans people this week.
Is there any kind of crossover in terms of the rhetoric?
As far as I'm concerned.
It's all just...
Well, anyone that's got an anime, you know, or lolicon, whatever the fuck it is, avatar on Twitter, wrong them.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Oh, I agree with you.
One way or another, an absolute wrong.
Name up. If you're an activist and you're standing up for whatever and you're trying to put your fucking name.
That's it. All this map pride. You can't be that fucking proud. I don't know what your name is and I can't see your face. And also, your house hasn't burned down yet.
Ian reckons that Trump will win, like last time, whether most Americans vote for him or not. Is that like a conspiracy theory there, mate? Are you saying that...
I think it's more a comment on the collegiate vote.
The what?
The collegiate vote in America. It doesn't matter what the popular vote says, does it? It's the collegiate vote that counts.
But that's good though, man. That's good. I like that. I think it's a good system.
Do you?
Yeah, of course, man. Because otherwise, people in the cities,
otherwise, the majority would win.
Yeah, but otherwise, then, the people in cities would completely dominate.
The majority would win.
Well, yeah. But then it can be...
So your answer to the tyranny of democracy...
It's the same as what we have here, man.
Your answer to the tyranny of democracy is to give the choice to a small group of people.
It's not a small group of people.
It totally is.
the same thing can happen here. The Greens, Lib Dems got huge vote share here, but they didn't get. It's not. They've not got.
No. It's not the same at all. Don't lie to the people.
I'm not lying.
Don't be a disingenuous prick
about
about
a different
it.
but similar thing.
Yeah, our system is first past the post, which is not the same as a clue. Because what we don't do is get everyone to vote and go, "Thanks for voting, guys," but it doesn't really matter.
Well.
Because, let's be honest, that's what the collegiate vote is.
Yeah, but
why do they have people voting? Why don't they just leave it to these collegiate?
But then each state has got its own, each state has got its own votes, hasn't it? And then, so each state has got its own, they're slightly different how they then cast their votes, aren't they?
But it just doesn't matter.
Some of them go, like, in terms of proportional representation, some of them go all in, and it's on them to make that decision. The people in that state can vote on how it's done. And they can affect how it's done.
No, they can't.
What
this strange optimism about fucking democracy you seem to have for other people's.
It's not optimism. It's a good system.
It's great. It's a brilliant system.
They've already had it. They had it in California. All the people in the city voted to just take all the water away from the farmers when there was a drought. I can't remember what year it was. It was like the 50s or something.
I'm talking about general elections.
But this is the same thing. You can't just have the people, everyone in the city, vote to take away the water, to drain the lake of farmers.
I'm not suggesting they should.
But that's what the system gives, the way it weights people out in the country more. It gives them more of a voice, so they can't just get fucked over by...
That's democracy. That's what the majority...
Yeah, but majority rule is awful. An absolute majority is awful.
That's brilliant.
Because you just buy people off. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, are you not loving it, what's happening here at the moment?
A Republican
Were you not celebrating like you just won the fucking lottery when Boris had a massive landslide?
I thought it was hilarious, yeah.
The majority.
Yeah, but he could have won the election without getting a majority of the votes. That is possible.
Yeah, he'd just have to get more than everybody else.
No. He just needs more MPs. But
yeah, that's the votes.
But Boris... No. Boris Johnson could have got less votes. Mm-hmm. Boris Johnson could have lost the popular vote and still be the Prime Minister.
No, because you
100%.
still have to have the majority of MPs, even by one, which means you've won the popular vote, because your party has got more than the other parties.
You're mixing it up. Right, so say in London, there's some really dense place there, and the Conservatives get 100,000... the Labour get 100,000 votes. They still only get one MP.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else will get 20,000 votes, and they still just get one MP out of it.
Yeah.
So if you add all that together, say Labour...
Yeah, but no, hold on. No. Okay. Break this down a bit gentler. The majority in the House of Parliament is the party...
is from MPs,
that has the most MPs.
Yes.
To get the most MPs, you do have to win the most votes.
In your constituency.
It's still majority.
But you don't have to get the popular vote. Labour could get more votes than Conservatives.
Yes, but no, hang on.
And still lose the election.
No, that's still disingenuous, because we go by constituency, don't we?
Yeah.
So what matters is that the majority in that constituency vote for an MP, yes?
Yeah.
So the majority rules. In each constituency, the majority rules.
I get what you're saying.
And then the most MPs is the party that's in power.
Yeah, but if you take all the votes in the entire country, the losing side can still get more votes. They can. Of course they can.
Yeah, but they don't have the most MPs. What you're doing is taking this countrywide. And there's no need, because they do have state representatives and all those things. But the vote is for the president, isn't it? The collegiate, for some reason, the collegiate vote counts more. Yeah,
they vote directly for the president.
So would it not be fairer if the US had a system, let's say, just a crazy one here, you got all those states, each state votes for, let's call it a member of the House. Yeah. And they can vote how they please, and that person goes into the House, and the party that has the most members of the House is the winner.
But that's not how the American system works at all.
Exactly, that's why it's no good, because they have the collegiate system.
They already have members of the House.
But the overall power seems to be this collegiate vote, why? Why do you need it? What's the point?
It's great. No, I think it works great, because what they have, they do have the representatives, which is done kind of like our MPs,
but not quite.
So in California, you get more
Because when it comes to the big game,
but
your vote doesn't count.
But the reason then is so that the power is split. There's more checks. So the way they do it is they've got.
How is that any more balance and checks than what we have? That's bullshit. Because each constituency, let's call them a state for now,
yeah.
Each state votes for its person to go into the big house of power.
Well, they vote for 2, but yeah.
And the one with the big house of power, with the most MPs, is the winner. Because in this country, we don't actually vote for Boris Johnson, and we don't vote for Jeremy Corbyn.
No, you vote for the power.
We vote for the power. Now, Robert Morgan says I'm talking bollocks, but how am I talking bollocks? Well, the collegiate vote does not represent the popular vote, does it?
No.
No. So why isn't it by each state? Why isn't it just done with a popular vote in each state? Because but that would negate. No, it's not. It's done by the collegiate vote.
What do you mean? Sorry, what do you mean by collegiate?
Okay, when you look at the elections,
right?
The popular vote in each state, you get your representatives and all that, but there's the collegiate vote, which is the decider.
Right.
Okay, that's not the popular vote.
No.
So my problem is that you could negate the people in California having more power than the people in Nebraska by giving the person they elect to the House the same power like we do here. Although we do have backbenchers and shit like that.
But they do that, but that's a separate thing. So
well, it shouldn't be. That's why it's silly.
No, it's not silly. It's
amazing. It is. No group of people should make the decision for everybody else.
So rather than having a full clear out like we do, they have shifts. So like AOC got voted in. She's got like, is it 4 or 5 years? I can't remember.
That sounds remarkably similar to a different system.
But they don't all go at the same time. I think there's 1/3. There's only ever 1/3. So the idea is, in terms of your representatives, there's always 2/3 who aren't leaving. So there's a continuation. It's not like here where we end Parliament and start it again. So during the 2020 elections,
how does this have any bearing on what I've just said about the collegiate vote?
I'm trying to explain to you. So the idea is with the representatives is you've only ever got 1/3 who are up for election. So you have a continuity. There's a continuity. So the new people coming in isn't a big the idea is not to stop and start all the time. In terms of the president,
apart from when they have a shutdown,
that's a whole different wing.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand, because it doesn't seem right to me. Just because of the system I'm used to, that you'll all put your representatives in for the chosen parties of whatever they're with, and then when all of a sudden it's a different thing for the man in charge. Now that's why I think a lot of Americans don't get our system, where if a prime minister resigns, it doesn't change who's in power, because we vote for the party.
I think the idea in America is if the president resigns, the government isn't dissolved. It's not. It's a separate branch.
But it's not here.
No, it's not here. We've got our different system.
Exactly.
And and there's advantages and disadvantages to both. But I think the way they do it is fairer on the people. There's not like right now. I mean, obviously it's hilarious to me, but right now,
I think the fairest way would be proportional representation, though, wouldn't it?
But if you're going to compare the two, right? Boris can pretty much do whatever he wants. There's very, very little to stop him at the moment, which makes me smile, because I just know that so many people they've got PTSD. People are coming out saying they've got PTSD. The idea is it's like, obviously the president's got a lot of power, and there's a certain amount that you need a leader for, that we've been lacking. Like, we've got one now, like him or not, at least we've got a fucking leader. No one cared when the Brexit bill got voted through. It wasn't even in the papers. It just got voted.
So I'm just enjoying Robert Morgan taking this so fucking seriously.
But the idea is that, if people do vote, so say you do hate Trump and he's a lunatic and all the rest of it, he doesn't have absolute power. That's the whole point. He's not a king. The idea with the American system was that nobody would ever be a king. And fact,
I've got a small problem with that, though.
The president shouldn't have the power that he does.
Small problem. I agree. I think the original idea was it not that it'd just be some guy that came, did the job, and then fucked off back to regular life.
You're an administrator. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
But it never ends up like that, because power corrupts. We know that. We know that 100%. But you say he's more accountable, for example, than Boris.
In theory.
Yeah. Because if you control the Senate, It's like this impeachment stuff. That will die a death.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah,
minute
yeah,
he gets the Senate, because he has control of the Senate. You know, which, fair enough, that's the way people voted. Tough shit. Tough shit. If the people voted for them, there you go. Suck it up, Liberals. Democrats, sorry, not Liberals. They're not liberal.
They're not. They've got to stop using that word. They've got to stop using
Suck it up, Democrats. They've got the Senate. You know, you got the House. You had your fun, but it's going to die a death there. I don't think it makes them any more okay. It's just a different system. I'm just enjoying it because I know we get you all excited. And I get like Robert Morgan. I can negate everything. What you don't understand, Robert, is you can't negate it because I would probably not listen. As if your system's any better than any fucking other one, please.
Isn't it?
Ours is the mother of all parliaments. Remember that?
Well, ours has been suffering from the same issue that, a similar issue in America, in that it's just corrupt, isn't it? Like, obviously, 9/11 meant that Bush got extra powers, and then when Obama got in, they signed the president far too many powers.
Oh, yes.
That Trump is now using.
Of course
and,
he is.
and he's got every legal right to do it, and it's an issue at the moment, and we have a similar thing here in terms of the issue in the UK was this. We all cling to this thing of fairness in the UK, and we're clear. Your MP represents you and your community, and what they've done during Brexit is just
Fuck that
off.
Fuck that off. That's
Fuck
why
that
Labour
off.
got screwed.
And that's why we've been in such a crisis for so long.
That's what Labour forgot.
Yeah.
That's the thing they forgot. Is a lot of working class areas, a lot of middle class areas who've traditionally voted Labour voted to leave, and Labour went, we know better.
Yeah.
And now what Labour's doing, though, it looks like they're probably going to go for Keir Starmer. Which is like, if you guys aren't familiar with Keir Starmer, if you could take, ignoring Corbyn for now, the reason Labour failed so miserably in the election and make it a human being, it would be Keir Starmer. And what they're doing is going, we need to fix what happened by making it worse.
Yeah.
He's awful.
Did you see his opening gambits about the evils of the free markets?
Oh.
It's like, what people voluntarily trading with one another? What is that's your opener, is it? That's the first thing you want to get rid of. Fuck
So
you,
I know
man.
we laugh at, and you call me a socialist and all these things. Robert's still upset. We don't have a parliament. Oh, you've got something you call totally different, which is much the same thing. Although, let's be fair, your guys do make different noises to our guys. Robert, chill out. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah,
we're just having fun.
He's mostly trying to piss me off.
And mostly, the more you demonstrate that you believe you have a valid point, the more I'll point out that you basically copied a far superior system and watered it down with shallowness and the cult of celebrity. And you can try and negate that all you want, bitch, but I can moonwalk.
Yeah, because the good thing about our system is several MPs who lost this election, they did not win a seat. They're fine, and they're still in the cabinet, because what we did is we made them lords, which is a lifetime appointment. You still have veto voting power on every law that's passed, and a voice in the government.
Oh, the House of Lords is wonderful.
Perfect.
What we do to teach you guys what democracy really is have a whole building full of people we never voted for, don't really know, who mostly sleep through sessions, and who really don't like us, that get to finally decide what we do. Let me tell you about democracy. We even save a few seats for fucking priests, right?
Yeah.
So that God can sit in there as well.
What was that show that Trump used to do, where he says you're fired?
Oh, The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. Well, the British version of that, because we have that. Did it start here?
I don't know.
I don't know, but what's his name that used to run?
Alan Sugar.
Alan Sugar. He's in there now. They've chucked him
Yeah.
in. So our Trump, our you're fired guy, he's a lord now for life.
Lord Sugar.
Lord Sugar.
Tells people to fuck off on Twitter quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Robert. I know you're getting a bit all upset and wrapping yourself in your flag and having a really sort of bitter tug there. But our system's fucked as well. But so's yours. So don't get all defensive and bitchy about it, dude. Just suck it up. Be a big butch American. Tell people you hug them. Get some therapy. You know, the sort of thing.
Oh, they do like the cuddles. The
Oh, they
Americans,
do. They
don't
love the cuddles.
Oh, they love a good cuddle. I love you, man. I love you, man.
And talk about feelings a lot
This
as well.
is
I
the
know.
best soup I have ever eaten.
I
best.
I don't approve of all that sort of thing.
I when I was
Therapy
in
is
America,
what's this fascination
I know.
Was sharing secrets with strangers.
Who'd sit around just chatting?
Why can't you just suck it like proper people do? Suck it up and, somewhere in your mid-50s, hang yourself quietly in the cellar.
Did you see Ian Lee was tweeting about crying? He was live tweeting him crying in Boots.
Oh, fucking
because he thought that he'd photocopied his anti-anxiety medication, so they wouldn't give it him. So he was having a panic attack, and the pills he needed to calm down were there, and they were like, no. He's a weird one, Ian Lee, because I like him, but he's such a fucking wet shit. It's unbelievable. He keeps tweeting about toxic masculinity.
Oh yeah, no, he is. I used to like him a lot more before he caught on to all that sort of stuff.
He's like, this is literally killing men.
Well, the good thing is, I read a proper British story.
Go on.
Iron Maiden.
Yes.
The bass player, Steve Harris.
I don't know the names of any of those people.
Well, Steve Harris, he's a very wealthy man, very successful, one of the biggest bands in the world. And he went on holiday, or holiday, as he probably calls it, or played a bit of tennis. He's into his sports, you see.
Is he?
And at this hotel, one of his idols was on the tennis courts looking for a partner, Peter Gabriel.
No!
Now, Steve Harris is a massive fan. Massive. Now, remember, it's not like he'd be going over going, oh, Peter, oh, this is Steve Harris. This is the bass player from... Played tennis with him. Didn't say a fucking word, just kept it all inside. British. We even deny ourselves pleasure. That's proper. That's proper. We don't need therapy. You don't need to hug other men. That's just fucking weird. Just keep it inside. Firm handshake. And when someone asks how you are, say, fine, thanks.
Fine.
Not bad
Not
is
bad,
a good
yeah.
one. That's the most popular. Not bad. See, that's all people expect. That's the best you can hope for. Not bad.
If
I'm
you
okay.
sort of say, oh, well, I've had a little bit of trouble with that thing I mentioned the other day, that just means that it's like your house is just burnt down and she's left
I
you.
love this. Robert Morgan says, I'm not, and you're just trying to piss me off. Won't work. Want to try the lights to trigger migraine. I haven't got anything that flashes at the minute, but I'll try and get something next time. It's a good way of proving to me that I'm not bothering you. That's good. But hey, whatever works for you. If you're happy with your system, that's great.
I'll get him, dude. If you want to Skype me on a midday madness at some point, I know it's a bit early in the morning for you, but everyone's welcome. I need to get that sorted out because I'm sorry. By the way, I'm sorry I've not been streaming at noon, but my missus is off ill. She got signed off for the rest of the week as well, for goodness sake, because she works in a hospital. She's got this thing that's making her throw up, and that's just straight away. It's kind of great. It's like the way school teachers get the summer off. If you work in a hospital, anything to do with your gut, and they're just like, yeah, don't you dare come in work.
No, I know. They have things on wards as well. If you got diarrhea, don't come and visit.
Yeah, exactly. Anything out of any end, and you're just signed off straight away. You don't even need a
What
doctor's
about out
note.
the front?
I don't really bother about all that. I wouldn't even know. I certainly wouldn't with this fucking thing. I was moaning about that last week, wasn't I?
Yes,
she's still gagging. I'm getting all like eager to do chores for her. Do you need a brew, darling? I'm getting like over. Not that I'm an arsehole or anything, but I'm extra attentive at the moment. I really am.
Is your Instagram getting a bit of extra love? Is it? Yeah. Have you got your fucking anime avatar up? Have you?
I've just changed my profile picture. I don't know who did the
Graham No Map Booth.
Graham No Map Booth. Maybe C.
Pro C. Under the right circumstances.
Possible C, yeah. Depending if I meet the right one, if it's love.
God, you sound like them as well.
I know. It's not hard. Well, I used to work with them, didn't I? I used to work with them a lot, man. That's what's really fucked me off about all this news coming out with Manchester at the moment.
Where you learn your skills.
That's where I learned, how not to get caught.
How to groom effectively.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this, but the Manchester Evening News broke a story that was it 14 years ago, 16 years ago, something like that.
But it was over 15 years.
We know it's still happening, but basically it's another one of those grooming gangs, and they've now called it Asian grooming gangs, but the truth is, at the risk of everything else, it's a Pakistani grooming gang.
I'm fucking sick of that. I'm fucking sick of them saying that.
It's Pakistani,
if it was
predominantly.
a gang of Frenchmen, even second generation or first generation,
French.
Whatever, it would be a gang of French rapists.
Here's the thing of what happened is they identified that dozens of girls young girls had been taken from care homes and were being raped. And the social workers and the police knew this was happening. Knew it. Not like we think they knew. They knew it was happening. They launched an operation. It says, remember, we'd already seen Rotherham, Rochdale, okay, the one down south, all of these. They identified 100 males who were suspects. Several of those have now gone on later to be imprisoned and found guilty of offences. 100 men, all Pakistani. Do you know what the police were told? Go and find another ethnicity.
Yeah.
So do you know what they did? Left them alone, found a white pedo, and banged him up.
Yeah.
Now, I've not got a problem with banging up the white pedos.
No.
But they ignored 100 potential child rapists.
Dude, every single person I worked with when I was in that industry was white. Every single person. There was no... And the safeguarding was very high. Like, they weren't... like... Any guests had to be recorded. Times out and in had to be recorded. Obviously, it was all on camera. And I had to clearly explain to them, I am an employee here. Everything you do is on camera. If you do anything, I will tell the police. I have to tell the police. I will lose my job if I don't tell the police. I'm not covering you in any way whatsoever. And I got a good relationship with the sexual offenders unit. I knew them. All women, by the way. It was great when they visited. But there was a fucking high bar there in terms of keeping an eye on people, and they monitored people if they wanted to. Well,
one of the problems we got is when we talk about this, and I've just gone there Pakistani, is you want to be, the reason you might want to be careful is there's always a dog pile, and there are a lot of Pakistani people calling them animals, monsters, should banged up for life online too, and they're getting dogpiled because they happen to share the same birth religion as these fucking animals. But sometimes you've got to go, well, the fact is it is predominantly Pakistani men or people of Pakistani descent, usually first or second generation.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
They're the worst offenders. There's something where they view young white girls or some young black girls as obviously lesser human beings to themselves, because they're the ones they predominantly target. And they ply them with drugs. One girl died after being injected with heroin. Again, social workers knew this was happening.
They knew. They knew they were
nailed on you. Now, I saw some. I've not read too much about it. There's been one in Oldham. A journalist contacted a counsellor in Oldham to talk about a grooming gang there, and was told, back off a little bit. We're looking into it. They then said, "Oh, you just got to back off because it was around the time of Lee Rigby's funeral. We don't want to cause an upsurging feeling in the community."
Yeah.
Are they really saying that the Pakistani or Asian community in that area would somehow rise up against the police if the police arrested paedophiles?
It's insane. And it's even more insane.
That's racist in itself.
Yeah. To assume that Pakistani people can't handle that. But they themselves are the ones calling for help. They're the ones contacting the police saying, people are raping people. They've not got this weird, brown skin loyalty. The same way that if my neighbour was a rapist and he was a white guy, I'd be fucking arrested.
There's a thing just a few years ago, Greater Manchester Police had an initiative where they wouldn't arrest Muslim people on Ramadan for non-specific, non-violent stuff. Smaller. The largest outcry was from Muslim leaders in the city going, what are you fucking doing? What do you think you are doing for us by not arresting criminals?
Yeah, 100%.
Who does this help? We've still got criminals here, and then everyone hates us because they think we're protecting the criminals.
Yeah. And
I think that's something we have to set aside. It's not political correctness gone mad. At some point, someone's going to have to say, yes, we know the police have behaved abominably, and how any fucking one of them gets a pension or anything like that. One police officer stepped forward I followed her on Twitter. I don't have her name with me, which is shameful. It's on my Twitter feed. One police officer. Every other police officer involved in that should hang their heads in fucking shame because you protected your fucking income knowing kids were being raped. Children. Fucking children. Children were being raped, dude. And someone went, well, I've got to think about my mortgage.
Yeah. Oh, we don't. The politics of it. I mean, this is, as someone's just said on the chat as well. It's why Labour lost votes, and it is because these are all fucking Labour constituencies. Yeah. And there's that shit is coming down from the top. We know it came down from the top because Gordon Brown wrote a fucking letter. Everyone's seen the letter that Gordon Brown said, saying no, leave off. Basically, they wanted it. They were asking for it, and you know what? I get it.
Didn't that Labour MP say something similar? An Asian woman.
Yeah.
Didn't she say they should just shut the fuck up or something?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
It was something around that, wasn't it? It was something unpleasant. Anyway.
I mean, I get it, right? I get it, because these girls, they're not necessarily going to be girls like my daughter that have got two parents and a stable, or whatever, and they're not going to prey on people like my daughter because they probably know full well that I would chop them to pieces if they came anywhere near her. They're going to be preying on little fucks, little shits, chaps, scumbags. The same people. So you got to think. I am thinking in this point, like, it's not a question of like all these things happening. It's like the same kids that were, setting fire to McDonald's, getting thrown out of school, causing shit for the police every single day. And it's part of me wonders how much of them are like, these girls kind of vanished off the street. And I wonder how many of these coppers thought, yeah, I don't give a shit. Oh, I'm better off without your bullshit in my life.
Well, yeah, they're human, aren't they? And they're arseholes too.
Not that makes it right.
No.
But I'm trying to work out the frame of reference.
I just don't understand how any human being, regardless of what someone told you to do, could do nothing knowing that a child, and not that it makes a difference to the offence, but a vulnerable child in care.
Yeah.
The most vulnerable people in our society, not trans people, not gay people, kids. How can any human being can just...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
I don't get it.
Well, just for people that don't know, to be really, really clear, the reports and the investigation says that care workers witnessed these kids being picked up. They cars full of guys pulling up, the kid getting in and going, and they witnessed it. Nothing's come of it. They've told the police. Nothing. The police. No, leave it alone. Sod it. We're not gonna. And I can't really imagine, because I've done that job. I can't imagine dealing with that. I can't imagine like the mindset of someone who would not act on it and not do something about it. And it makes me feel lucky because I was in fucking care, man.
Well, it's like I said on Twitter, and someone did call me racist for it, but no child should ever be harmed for diversity.
No, fuck that shit.
That's not diversity.
It's more racist to leave it be. It's more racist to think that...
It doesn't matter whose feelings are hurt. It doesn't matter what the outrage is. You protect the kids at all times. No exceptions. The best kids, the worst kids. No matter what they've done, the kids. And you protect them. And that's the end. The fucking end. And the police have come out now going, we're sorry. We're sorry. And no, fuck that. Yeah, Lee Hauser said, totally agree, Hayden, but like nature, there were wolves hunting the weakest. That's fine. We had shepherds there watching.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like,
never seen a shepherd watch a wolf take a fucking sheep.
You're not going to stop it, but if someone's being paid by the government, be it as a police officer or a social worker, because all that money is government grants, or directly paid or whatever, they're being paid to take care of it. You're never going to stop rapes. You're never going to stop child rape. You're never ever going to eradicate that.
The majority is still carried out by family members.
Yeah, of course.
Let's not forget that. These pedo grooming gangs are just sensational in their horror and size and scope. But I think what makes it worse and compounds it is the mealy-mouthed attitude to it, the not reporting on it, covering it, the
fucking
touching
Labour
it.
are still. I shared it on my. In fact, no, I talked about it on Midnight Madness. The leader of the Labour Council actually talking about it as the previous safeguarding issues. They don't even have the fucking balls to openly discuss it, and he's surrounded. You know, he's there in the council thing giving his speech. He's surrounded by families who are disgusted and presuming because their daughters, their nieces, their nephews have been raped, you know, forced drugs on him, branded, taken into slavery. They're all around him whilst he's there saying historic safeguarding issues.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, man.
And like everything else, we're to believe that this doesn't happen now, that it's finished. You know, that it just doesn't happen now. Doesn't happen now.
No, and here's the thing, man. This is what fucks me off, right? About all my sort of smug woke mates, like clapping at each other about what a racist scumbag Tommy Robinson is. But if you actually bother to listen to what the people who were there, like whatever he is, and yet, you know, him saying, oh, you know, a Paki taxi driven by a Paki and all that, you can take that and you can smear the entire man's movement on the back of it. But if you actually listen to the people who stand there and support him, they're almost entirely the families of these daughters who are not being listened to. And you know, there's a guy, Stephen Knight, I think he's called, Mancunian guy, and he's done some really good stuff going around interviewing him at these things.
Well, it's like you said, if we're so frightened of civil unrest, and you were right when you said this.
Yeah.
We don't fucking hesitate to throw that prick in prison, do we?
No. So you're not gonna arrest a rapist, a child rapist, for fear of upsetting brown people who, for some reason, you assume are just too fucking simple to not understand.
To understand the idea of paedophilia,
which is
and
nonsense,
it being
by
wrong.
the way, because we're talking about a minority in the Pakistani community here. The majority want justice. Why can't you arrest a child rapist, but you can pull that fucker in publicly for contempt of court?
Yeah, and bang him up.
And not give the slightest fuck of how that affects the community.
Well, we've already pointed out, you know, I use my Amazon measure. When Tommy Robinson's worse than Hitler.
Yeah, of course he is.
For anyone that doesn't know, my Amazon measure is Amazon ban books by certain authors. Excuse me, but they still sell Mein Kampf. So that's the measure. It's the Amazon Hitler measure. Are you worse than Hitler? Tommy Robinson apparently is worse than Hitler because Amazon won't sell, I say his book. Tommy Robinson hasn't written a fucking book.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've spoke to the guy and for nearly an hour. Well, he spoke.
It was a good chat.
He was very full of energy that evening, wasn't he?
He was.
Quite edgy and stuff. But he was really, he spoke a lot. And apparently he's worse than Hitler, but he didn't write no fucking book. And he cried on TV the other day as well, which is just never.
I've still not watched that. I've seen the piss takes of the interview.
Gotta be honest, Ross Kemp was good because he just spoke to him like a human being, which is the best way of getting people to open up to you.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's surprising because I know, whenever we don't often have guests, and I'd like to get more, but they go and watch the show and they think, no way, I'm fucking going on that. But I always try and treat guests with absolute respect. Because the people we want to hear from. If people want to listen to me ranting and raving and talking shit, they can listen week in, week out. If you're going to get someone on your show, people don't want to watch it to listen to me. Now, granted, if we got a fucking paedophile or a furry on or something, I imagine there's probably a few viewers that would like to see me tear. And to be honest, I would show them no respect whatsoever.
Yeah, it wouldn't go the same way.
No, it wouldn't, obviously. Because it's like, paedophiles on Twitter. I had one demanding respect from me.
Yeah.
You should show me more respect. I'm being respectful to you. Yeah, but you're a fucking paedophile.
You want to shag kids, mate. We've crossed that line.
I have no respect to fucking offer you, and I just couldn't. But most people, even if I vehemently disagree with their politics or their stance on things, you get them in to talk. And Ross Kemp did that with Tommy Robinson.
And you know what? He should be doing it. It frustrates the fuck out of me.
He's not the enemy of the people. He's not Adolf Hitler.
Not even close.
He's a long way from anything that
he goes about it often in the worst possible way. He doesn't speak the way he needs to speak to do well with the media. But ultimately, his main focus is this child rape stuff. It's child abuse.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because Antifa will just fuck shit up But then when they do a film on that, they'll get some guy going, I'm Antifa, I express it through art. and it's like, why?
Fucking paedophile.
You know, we take Antifa and they go, well, they're anti-fascist. And they go, oh, well, yeah, obviously, this was a mistake, this was a mistake, this was a mistake. With Antifa, the mistakes get smoothed away.
Yeah, of course.
But with him, who
they get amplified,
is primarily protesting the rape of children, They don't focus on that part, which for me is a little bit actually more urgent than fascism.
Well, there's a reason. With proportional representation, Tommy Robinson would have been a fucking MEP, you know. And all the people that were screaming after this election, all the people, the leftists. Again, I'm not going to call them liberals because that's bullshit. The leftists were screaming after this. This is why we need proportional representation. And I did call on one on Twitter, go, you really want proportional representation? How badly would you like Tommy Robinson to be an MP? Oh. Well, that wouldn't happen. Oh, yes, it fucking would. You would have Nigel Farage. A few years ago, he'd have been a big hitter in government. They smoothed them up. Someone's just said, why don't you invite Ross Kemp on the show?
As if he's going to come on this shit. He'd come on with his own cameras to do a little like, come on lads, what you doing? Is this really how you want to be remembered?
It won't be Ross Kemp that comes to talk to us. It'll be Chris Hansen that comes to talk to him. Yeah. But, he's chasing a YouTuber. I didn't know Chris Hansen. You know, sit down and whatever it is, take a seat, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know if things aren't working out that well for him now, but he's got a YouTube channel, and all he does is chase that Onision bloke. He's been at his house and everything. And there's a guy that follows me, and I follow him, and what he does is YouTube drama. He reports on it. I used to work with Keemstar.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I didn't know who he was either, but this guy follows me. He's a nice enough guy, and once in a while, I'll be really boomerish and go, what are you talking about? Who are these fucking people? But Onision, I said, oh, I'll look into that. And I was fucking mortified.
Yeah.
It was you know, he's got tortures fucking girlfriends and he's into, like, you know, young ladies. And it's like, fuck's sake. And this guy's got, like, millions of devoted fans on YouTube.
I don't know how people like him get a following, man. That guy freaks me out. He always has done.
Oh, he's a very, very creepy man. I mean, I've never looked at these people before because obviously I am a boomer. You know? The Manchester riots were a little different. Moss Side went up. I don't think there'd be a riot if they arrested 50 fucking paedophiles. And if there was, deal with it. The Moss Side riots were a very, very, very different thing. Dunk Naylor says, when are you getting Sean Atwood on? I don't know.
I mean, there is...
Is Sean Atwood supposed to be coming on the show, Graham?
I don't know anything about that, to be honest.
I don't.
But there is that thing there, though, isn't there? Because Tommy Robinson was in Oldham, wasn't he? Like Limeside way. Mm-hmm. And a load of the Asian guys came out. Presumably, these gangs that are now being talked about again. Told him to fuck off, but they were attacking him. The police did nothing.
No, nothing at all.
And the official line is exactly that. Like, we're worried about riots and civil unrest and stuff.
Well, that's not your job. Your job's to protect people.
Yeah, your job. If people are throwing rocks at children, then that's your fucking job at that point, mate. Yeah. You know, like,
you have no other purpose. You're there to just, you know, protect. Above all, you're supposed to, like, you know, public order.
Yeah, I get
but above all, you're supposed to protect people. And even if you don't like the people, and there are a lot of Tommy Robinson followers who don't have the most likeable of characters.
Yeah, of course.
But they still don't deserve to be killed with half bricks. So that's the police's fucking job.
And they are, ultimately, bottom line is, they are just working class people who've been completely fucked off by Labour. It goes back to that, the issue that we have in this country with our political system is it really relies on honour. And at the moment, the Labour Party are completely devoid of that, you know.
Have you heard about the new conservative censorship situation? This is a big one. You know, Alex Jones was banned by everyone.
Yep.
Other people have lost whole accounts. Stefan Molyneux.
Oh, God, yeah, I saw this.
He was banned by MailChimp.
Yeah, fucking MailChimp, based off a tweet. Like, one of those.
And they came back a few hours later and went, "Yeah, we got rid of him."
Yeah. He's a white nationalist. He believes in eugenics and stuff. And they were just like, "Oh yeah, we've deleted it because that's what we're doing now." Like fucking Soviet Russia.
Gonna be honest, okay? I don't believe this is a censorship thing because it's a service provider. It's not a platform. It's not a place you. It's just, excuse me, one of a million companies that do email provisioning, mass email marketing. If I had a business that wasn't a platform, it was just a service business with a large user base, and someone said, "This guy uses it, watch one of his videos," and you go, oh, he's not going to be good for business. Yeah. I get why a company...
I get it, yeah.
But here's the thing, I might not agree. Now, me personally, I might go, I don't give a fuck, you just send an email out. When he breaks the law, get back to me. But on the flip side, and someone pulled me up because I made a joke. I said, look at all these people that were just about to use MailChimp and have now decided not to. Bollocks. They're all on Twitter, aren't they? I'm an IT expert and I'm now not going to use MailChimp. But the way I see it, if you're one of these people, as I am, that supports the idea that a baker shouldn't have to make a cake for a gay wedding if they don't want to, and I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You have to, therefore, accept that MailChimp cannot deal with you.
Yeah.
And it's just tough shit. Now, one guy came back, because obviously what people like to do with inconvenient truths like that is redraw the rules a little. Well, that's fine for a small business, but not for a larger business. And I'm like, well, what's the difference? Well, corporations shouldn't be allowed to choose that. Well, why? Why? I mean, it's uncomfortable. We don't like it.
It's not good. No. But they should be able
to. But
yeah,
if a baker can refuse, and rightly refuse, say, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm sorry, I don't approve of your lifestyle. You know, I don't think you should be stoned to death or anything. I just don't approve and I don't want anything to do with it. Be happy. There's a shop down there. Finished. MailChimp have just done that to Stefan Molyneux.
Yeah.
Now, what made it easier is that Stefan Molyneux is the grade A fucking awful guy. But he's got a lot of followers who I sincerely suspect are mostly incels. A lot of them probably fuck their own pillows. Those kind of guys. Because you've seen the stuff. Yeah, you're kind of guy.
I was trying to imagine that then. I'd probably use 2.
Did you fold one in half?
No, I don't.
Then you can keep a dry one for sleeping on.
I don't want to be doing maintenance.
Get one of them lolicon pillows.
Oh no, I've got that with here. We've got about fucking 8-9 pillows on the bed at the moment.
Oh,
it pisses me off. I'm lying like that. I'll get in bed and I'm like, night, dear. And it's like, it's fucking ridiculous. But
that's the thing, Stefan Molyneux. I mean, I read through some of his posts. I've been aware of him vaguely over the years. I just put him down as basically another prick on the internet, a very popular one. He's very unsavoury. Like his wife's a psychologist, and while she's talking to patients in the house, he'll whisper things down the fucking vent system and stuff to give them advice. And he was pulled for it. She got in trouble for it because the guy's not right. You know, he's not right. The one that tells like actresses, they go, I don't really want to have a child until I'm in my mid-30s. How many eggs will you have left? What the fuck, you creepy bastard?
Thing is, though, like, yeah, he is creepy and he is thingy, but I don't think he's a white nationalist Nazi. He's not a white supremacist, I don't think. Like, I'm not. I think that's a state. Like he said,
I think he's got a touch of it.
The problem is,
I don't think he's full blown.
I mean, yeah, he has been there saying like,
black people are stupid.
He's like, well, yeah, but the problem is though, when he talks about IQ, and I've seen this because I remember we talked about it before. When I watched it. He didn't say like white people are the cleverest. He said white people are in the middle on average, and that's not.
But no, it is. But it is the case of leaning more on genetics and ignoring everything else. And we know what he does. We know what he is.
But I think
I'm not here to defend him or hang him. I'm not here to defend him or hang him. He says enough dreadful shit all on his own without me having to do anything, and no one gives a fuck what I say anyway. But the fact is, MailChimp don't want to do business with him.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's not a censorship issue. It's not like, you know, you could make the argument about Twitter and YouTube being the new public square and maybe there should be more responsibility, especially for fucking Facebook at the minute. Twitter are making a lot of the right noises at the moment. For example, they're now offering their paedophile users an encrypted chat coming up so they don't have to do that Dropbox.
Yeah.
Just send it through the chat. No one will ever know. Twitter look after the paedophile users, but they're also going decentralized. probably to make it harder to track the paedophiles.
They are. They're going right off, aren't they?
Well, they've just hired a team, a small team,
Yeah.
to work on making it a decentralized platform that Twitter is a customer of. So there'll be Twitter and all these other fucking million, basically Mastodon.
Yeah. It's
But made by
based around
Twitter.
that. Yeah.
That's all it's going to be.
Which is good in the long run.
It is, yeah. I mean, it'll be really good for the pedos and the zoophiles and the necrophiles. I'm sure they'll be very happy. And it gives Jack a chance to go, I don't fucking know. That's what he really wants to do.
Creating his little escape shaft.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's his escape pod.
You like that bit at the beginning of Star Wars? Like,
What about this site? Nothing to me, guys. Laters.
It's decentralised now, mate.
Whereas Mark Zuckerberg now, he's clearly going, I'm so fucking rich. I don't care what you think.
Facebook's fucked on, man. I saw a Spectator article today, and the article, this guy, he's a writer for Spectator. Every time he shares his own articles, he gets a 30-day ban. And he literally gets banned for sharing his own
Facebook's got problems. I believe that they are... It's ironic. Twitter looked like it was going to be the sick man of social media. I think Twitter's got a way out of this. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot about it. I mean, it's a fucking cesspit, okay? I mean, people going about Live Leak. Twitter really is a cesspit.
Twitter's the weird. I love it when people
are
talking about 4chan on Twitter. It's like, you're on Twitter, dude.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
On 4chan, they chase the fucking real pedos away. Anyway, Twitter, I think, has got away. I think Facebook may become the obsolete one.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
A lot of people talk about YouTube becoming the obsolete one. That's not going to happen, I don't think. But
well, like that MailChimp thing, right? It's you can look at it like, you know, she just called him a white nationalist or white supremacist, and then MailChimp bowed. But in terms of criticism, you can criticize her. She's a bully.
Yeah.
You know, she's targeting people. It's obviously political.
yeah,
all the rest of it.
absolutely, it's absolutely wrong.
But at least your complaint is there. The problem with Facebook is that Facebook tries to fix those things themselves. You know, people are criticising her and MailChimp, but Twitter aren't stepping in.
No.
And going, right, well, we'll just drastically, but Facebook just constantly tries to change the algorithm.
Facebook's going to have
and
problems.
The rules and they are going to they're just going to kill themselves.
Yeah, eventually, with any luck. It's not, I mean, I have a Facebook account. We have a page on there. We don't do much with it. The only reason I use Facebook is for Messenger, for family, predominantly.
I've
a couple of groups
that
I enjoy. There are a couple of groups I enjoy. One, I mean, with Daz.
I miss all that. I do.
Yeah, there's a couple of groups I like, but the general thing, I never look at the feed, ever.
No.
You know,
nobody is doing
it's gone. So eventually I'll move the family. It won't be WhatsApp because that's going to go the way of the fucking dodo as well. I'll move the family people over to a different messenger app, and you know, it'll just be sat there to be used should it be required. Whereas Twitter, I actively enjoy because I control the shit out of it. What was it I was called today? An original edgelord who tries too hard.
Why, thank you.
They really do overestimate the amount of effort I put in. Some things just come natural. I'm an original edgelord. Beats Boomer, which is what I'm usually called.
I know, yeah. Original edgelord. That's all right, isn't it?
I'm going to put that. I'm actually going to put that in my profile. Original edgelord, internet boogeyman.
Fucking love Twitter. It's just that thing, isn't it? Like,
everyone's so angry.
The worst possible opinion that would piss you off the most is easily findable.
Yeah.
You could just search NHS.
Oh mate, you've seen me do it. If it's a quiet night, I just go and look up map, zoophile, or any trans issue, or sometimes just the word liberal, and I'll find thousands of people to have a spirited debate with, and we all go away friends at the end. We don't go away friends at the end. They hate me.
That's the problem with it.
They really fucking hate me. They block me, you know, Greg.
Yeah, but at least with Twitter, and I think that's probably why Twitter will survive. You get the other people jump in.
Yeah, Twitter's...
And people can challenge
I think Twitter's going to be fine. That's why I'm going to put my original edgelord shades on.
But that's the problem with Facebook, because I've been getting emails. They've been sending me look at this status that someone's done. Facebook bubbles you in. So, like, the one I saw the other day was like, is it true about Labour being anti-Semitic? And the whole thing was everyone just going, no.
Well, I
it's just
think
the
with
media,
Twitter,
and
whilst
there's
they've
nothing.
still got huge bubbles that people create themselves with block
of
lists and
course they
things,
do. Yeah.
I have to say they're trying to open it out by you can follow topics.
Yes.
Now, that's quite a big thing. They're making some backward-ass moves like this statement shit, but you can still quote tweet them. I love quote tweeting. I love quoting because then you get accused of trying to organise a dog pile.
They've fucked up there because quote tweeting is the thing of like, look at all the people who follow me. Like, everyone that follows me, check this knobhead out.
Yeah, I love quote tweeting. It's one of my favourite things.
Yeah.
And the more people hate it, the more I quote tweet them.
I've got a rule that I try to not borrow, but like, I only quote tweet if it's celebrating. I try to anyway.
I don't.
I try to because it's just because I just can't be arsed with the aggro.
I fucking love it.
I know.
Graham knows when I'm serious because if I'm on my phone on Twitter, it's not serious.
No.
It's not a serious deal. I'm just sat there having a bit of fun, fucking around. By the way, Twat Sacks made a trigger warning game.
No.
Yeah. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, if it's not serious, I'll be on the mobile and I'll just be, fucking about on Twitter. But I might be sat in the living room with the wife, and then I'll come across not often, but I'll come across something, and I'll go, ooh, this has potential. I'm just going on the PC.
It's just boop. Just boot it up. Get the two.
Boot the PC
going.
on. There's a big screen on there. 2K screen, plenty of real estate, mechanical keyboard, stretch the shoulders, and then what I do is infect the world with low-grade hatred. And it doesn't seem to. I've walked in being reasonable and had fucking raging arguments.
Look what I've got. This is my tweet deck, man. Just at Hayden Hewitt is my first column, and it was I can't even remember when, but I've just never bothered changing it because I get all the replies to you. So the second I open tweet deck, it's just like, what arguments Hayden having today? And
that's the angry trans person today.
Oh yes,
the one that said several posts ago, I'm not talking to you anymore.
But I digress. That's how you know it's a wanker.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing now. Twat Sacks made a game.
Oh yeah.
It's a hugely annoying game. But it's the trigger warning game. I'm not sure where or when he's going to make it available for everybody. But I've installed it here, and here we go. Me, Cherry. And I don't know if you probably. I'm too far away, but that's the game. What you have to do is by tapping the screen, get the little trigger warning thing through gaps in the wall.
I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah. I can't do it.
Oh, so it's like a Flappy Bird.
Yeah, oh, is that what that is? Yeah. I don't like it. But if you release it, choose that. I'll send you the APK in a bit. You'll enjoy that. So I'm not sure where he's going to... If he hasn't got a Google App Store and he's not asked, maybe we'll put it out through the trigger warning one.
I'm starting to cough again. So
we've got a Sinister one, haven't we? Because we put the radio app out through it.
Yeah.
We'll sign up with trigger warning. We'll get a trigger warning Google Play Store.
We just need a donate button in there.
That's it.
For people to PayPal us. Yeah, guys, by the way, we've not got Super Chat. Wait, they're not on, are they? No, still not there.
No, we're not going to get Super Chats back, Graham. It's not going to happen.
So if you want to donate, there's links in the description. Just scroll the description right there. And you've got support us, there's Patreon, merch, Streamlabs, Brave browser. If you download the Brave browser, it's a bit like Chrome. Super clean, super lovely.
More private.
But if you use it, it is a good browser. Fully compatible with all Chrome add-ons and everything. If you download it through our link, we get a bit of love off them. And you can...
If you install it and keep it.
Yeah. We've even got a Bitcoin thing there if you want to send us Bitcoin.
Yeah. We've had some Bitcoins.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're about £18 worth. We're up to £18.
That's fucking awesome.
We were up to 20 something then. I think it dipped.
It fluctuates. All right.
I just leave it because I don't know what. Being a boomer, I'm
going to be there forever.
No idea.
Well,
we
you
have
never
we
know.
have pieces of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's time.
But you
now,
can
isn't it?
send us chunks of Bitcoin, anything to help support CW, because it's going to get more expensive this year. It's just going to happen. There is a new tier on.
Oh, have you made it live?
I don't know if I've done it right though. I don't mean I've made it. I've done it right on Patreon. I don't know if the tier is particularly accurate, but I think it'll do. It's £10 a month, or $10, and after 6 months you get a T-shirt.
6 months for a T-shirt? Piece of piss. Easy.
You get a T-shirt that you can only have if you're a triggerist.
Exclusive one. And
Yeah.
we can get all the names and all
Now,
that.
anyone
Awesome.
that already gives $10 or more a month, don't switch now, because it will take more money off you straight away. When it's coming up to whatever day it is that it charges you, probably the end of the month, switch then. Because it'll just grab that money off. So if you do want to switch tier, wait till near the end of the month, and
They've got quite a good system there for doing that. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. That's
so
cool.
yeah, you also get once a month. There's going to be an exclusive stream, isn't there?
Yes.
Just for triggerists, and early access to stuff. And when we got all things up and running, you'll get priority tickets for Meat Space, all those sort of things, and digital access to Meat Space.
I need to get logged in on Patreon, actually, because I'm still logged in as Graham, as a mate, as a friend of the show. But I need the thing so I can put my... Because I really want to do... like intensely private videos that only they can see, talking about my life at home. Like I did one about my plants. That was great.
Yeah, great.
Natalie State. Oh, she was there. Oh, you missed the show.
She was playing computer games.
Mistress.
Should we go on Fortnite later?
Oh, you want to play a bit of Fortnite?
Yeah, because we've got to finish in a minute.
God, we do, don't we?
Yeah, and if we can get home early enough, we could play a bit of Fortnite. And we can stream it as well. Where should we stream it through?
I think, well, why don't we...
Should we Twitch stream it?
I think we should do Twitch, and I think we should start streaming on Twitch and D-Live, you know. We should... Because, dude, I mean, once it's set up on here, it's the multicast
Oh, yeah, it's
thing.
away you go, yeah.
But then if we do gaming on there, we're good to go.
Boiled Water says, congrats, guys. Another shit show. You never fail to disappoint.
No worries, mate. No
You're
worries.
welcome. we do it for you. You know, thank you for sitting and watching our
Robert,
shit show.
being a good man, considering he was winding him up today, said everyone should at least give up
Robert's
the
a
cost
top bloke.
of a pint or two a month. No, it's true,
He
man.
always
That's
shares our links. Because if you don't want to donate or you can't donate, please just share the links. Give us a click,
Yeah.
a like. It takes a couple of seconds of your life. Makes a big difference to us.
Which you have been doing, by the way, because I know you probably know this because you watch YouTube, you go on the internet, but channels like ours do not grow and do not get seen unless you share the links.
Oh, no.
There's nothing.
When we started on YouTube properly, which was back in April, wasn't it? Last year, April, May. It really started doing well, especially off the back of that Sargon video.
All we had to do was call Sargon of Akkad a wanker, and it'd go viral.
And it did. And then
wow.
YouTube did change the algorithm for anything politically related and just went... I mean, that's the way it is. It's their platform. They can do whatever the fuck they like. We can't stop them. But, you know, if you share them, it really does help. What have we got there? Hayden, check out the Martin Zero channel on YouTube. All the history of Manchester. I might well have a look at that.
Mr. Fox is saying, where's the Farage posted? I was saying that, wasn't
You
I?
were saying that before the show, yes.
We've not, because any PayPals, because obviously there's a lot of costs associated with the show, so what you did send to Aiden's account, it's all like the end of the month. We basically, it's not like you send it and then I get like the money straight away or anything like that. It's like costs are sorted out first and then we look at it. So I will get the money and I will buy it. I would have just got it out of my own money and done it, but we just got fucked by British Gas.
You did. Good and proper.
Fucked. That took my PS5 money, man. That's gone. So normally I'd do it and I'd be like, when it's the time of the month, and Aiden sends me a naughty little email.
Cheeky
and I go,
PayPal.
oh, thanks for making me feel dirty.
I never tell you it's coming, guys.
No, he never tells me. I'm just.
I like to come in his box with a surprise.
And sometimes it's just a £5, sometimes it's a bit more because you're amazing, and it's always great. It's always fucking great. So yeah, the donations that you don't make, the donations you make don't just sort of go in a bank and they're like, then it's not just for us to fuck about buying pints with and stuff. That's all
First thing that happens is all the
separate. Gone.
the hosting, the fucking licenses, that all comes out, doesn't it? And then, we're going to have to start sorting the studio out this year as well. Because the machine we use for ingest, I built nearly 8 years ago. And that was when I could afford to furnish these things. Those days are long gone. But we have hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams of doing much more of this.
Where's this tattoo of me? That's what's going on there?
I don't know.
Because I was thinking about that. That's what my new profile picture is now.
Yeah, that
and what I was thinking.
Oh, this is because Big Ern posted that tattoo of me that he has on his leg.
So if we get a me oiled up with the pants on, and what I was thinking was, if we do raise the money for it, someone needs to come forward first. But if we do raise the money for it and someone agrees, we don't just send them the money. They've got to agree to buy it themselves, and once we see it, we'll send them the money.
Why don't you get it tattooed on you?
What, a tattoo of myself? Just like that?
I think that'd be really fucking cool.
No.
I've got to get another tattoo this year at some point, actually.
I've had 2 that healed, man. Right now.
That's really weird.
Like, I got my brother's names, and they're gone.
I think someone ripped you off.
They didn't like that in America. Well, it was really fine. The guy was amazing.
Right.
Like, I travelled so far to meet him, and he said, like, the second I see him again, he was dead cool about it. And I know him. He does body art on my friends, and it's really good and beautiful stuff. And he's like, mate, don't know what happened there. I suspect it's because it's the first time my body's ever seen a reasonable amount of sun. Honestly, like, I was never tanned before in my whole life. I was white like this when I arrived. I was tanning because it was the summer in DC, and he sort of did it on my tan, and it fucked up my British skin. But he's promised he'll do it again. But dude, if we go to America, I'm going to Florida to do trigger warning. I'm obsessed with doing trigger warning in Florida.
I want to do it in Texas.
Yeah, I want to do Texas as well, actually. I think that'd be great.
Elf Boy says you guys have an IT background. Yeah. For a living, I build websites and make videos and animations for people. And that's why I'm often accused of doing Lively. I never built Lively. That's way above my pay grade, those sorts of back-end systems. But we've done bits and bats, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, I'm more the film. Obviously there's the technical elements in film, but not as much IT. Mr. Fox is saying, is Patreon the best way to support us? Probably, yeah.
It's the best way if you want to make a recurring donation that we can rely on.
Yeah.
Because we can't set up a recurring donation with PayPal. You can. We can't set that up from our end because PayPal, you've got to be a company with X amount of this, that, the other paperwork. Could probably do it with Stripe, I guess. But, if you go, the links are in there, but you could pay via PayPal, Patreon. We don't put the bank details out there. I know Richie Allen does that, doesn't he?
He's got his sort code and all that, hasn't he? If you want to do direct transfers, I mean, you could go on PayPal. Like, in terms of, like, Patreon take a cut, obviously, don't they?
And then PayPal take a cut.
And then PayPal take a cut. So you could go on PayPal and set up a recurring.
Yeah, of course.
And that'd be good. But I think Patreon is just nice because it's there and it's clear and
it's measurable.
And we can, if we want to do one thing or the other, or buy equipment or pay for a certain service that we use. And,
we know what's coming in every month, and
like, don't get me wrong, if someone chucks us £50 on PayPal, it's bloody amazing, but we can't rely on it. We don't know it's coming.
No,
we're just kind of like,
it is great. It's
great.
It really is. But this year we have to be a little more serious about how we set that side of things up.
This room is the issue this year, isn't it?
Yeah, this room and the equipment, because instead of building a PC that'll go obsolete, I think the smarter move, and it'll be cheaper within about a year, is the Blackmagic TV studio box. Just because it's a self-contained unit that wherever we move, whatever we do, and if we go and do Meet Space Remote, it's not going to go obsolete like a PC because it's always going to be exactly what it is.
Yeah.
No operating systems to fuck up and crash and all this sort of thing. Just that's all it does. It ingests video, it puts it back out. The streaming computer's still got a few years left in that, and the one on the end's pretty cool as well. And we're going to, very soon, the first improvement you'll see is stream quality will be improving very soon, because we're going to go from, instead of using HDMI to the streaming computer, we're going to switch to SDI. So that will improve quality. So I'll be even more beautiful.
It's not like this is bad. I mean, people that came to Meatspace but they will have seen themselves that this is like stitched together, isn't it?
Yeah.
We add little bits as we need it. We got the splitter for the TVs and there's all the rest of it.
It's definitely cobbled together.
It's cobbled together, but some people would fucking love to have this set up. I mean, a lot of people would. This would be the best thing ever, wouldn't it?
And we got the radio station to push harder this year.
Yeah.
I've been talking to 3 people that want shows. I need to get back to American Rebellion. Aphid, I'd look for those guys to both have a show on the platform. That'd be so beautiful.
Yeah.
Of course, Natalie's got a metal show every weekend, The Interlude, which is Sunday, 9 p.m. UK time. If you're into your metal, she picks exceptionally good music. Then we got Daz Lawrence at 10 o'clock. Beyond the Pale is so fucking weird.
It sends me under.
It is so weird.
I'm so glad it's not on a Friday now, because after the Thursday,
yeah,
I'm always knackered on Friday, and
it's too strange.
I'm getting there already now. Actually, I can feel myself going, but it'd send me under. I'd have my headphones on because Soph would be like, "The fuck is this shit?"
Oh, it is really weird.
So I'd just be there, and he's just blasting in my ears, and
coming in your ears. Guys, we're gonna have to stop. We've got to go. I'm building a few sites at the moment commercially because desperate. But I'm also doing Richie Allen's new site.
Yes,
you'll be able to see that very soon.
Podcasts.
Podcasts. Oh yeah, because I pluralised podcasts, didn't I?
To be honest, right, he sent me because he tests when he's building websites out. He tests them on me because I use really shitty monitors. And so it's like stuff looks amazing on his big TV.
And also, I do respect your opinion.
And then, but he knows I'm going to play test it. He knows I'm going to click everything and not just be like, "What does?" Because I know how websites work, so I'll tell you if it's broken. But podcasts. That was the one bad thing I could say.
Well, I took that straight out.
Richie's new website is going to be.
It's going to be really good.
Did you sort the top bits out though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine then.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, that was just because I hadn't put those in yet. You got to see it when I first. Yeah, you got to see it when I first put together the front page.
I hope ours looks a bit like that. It was great.
That's it. I've got to finishing off Richie's. I'm starting a smallish site in the next week, but it's for an artist, so that's going to be quite on top. I know I've got quite a biggish job coming up, but as soon as I can, we're going to do the trigger warning site. What we're going to do, we're going to strip back a lot of the social stuff. That, to be fair, I know it's fun, but only a few people use it, and it's a massive time sink. And we're going to get back to doing a little more with the site. We're going to keep the forum, of course. Even though nobody uses it, I'm determined there's going to be a fucking forum on that website. I don't even use it. That's the worst part. So we need to get on that. So there will be a new trigger warning site, the radio station site. That's going to come soon as well. And the radio station app. So in between desperately trying to keep a roof over my family's head, I've got a shit ton to do for TW this year, and I'm really looking forward to it though, because the thing is, I do still enjoy getting me to start the job's a murder. The minute I sit down though, I'm happy as a pig in shit.
Then. You're like texting me at 1 in the morning going, "Dude,
I'm having the best time," and I really do enjoy it. So all new this year, 2020, all new trigger warning site, radio station site, trigger warning app. So there might be a dedicated radio app. Will there be a trigger warning app, and on that you'll get the article system that we are going to have to fire up again, whether we like it or not. All the live video, YouTube libraries, podcasts, any other podcasts we want to put on there if we want to carry Richie's, anything else, the radio station, all in one lightweight Android app. Now, I know a lot of people use iOS. We're never going to have an iOS app. I've looked at it. Number one, Apple won't accept us. They will not a hope in hell of accepting us. Number two, they won't tell us that until we've paid them $100 and they've rejected it 25 times. And by the end of it, there'd be nothing left. So there's just no point.
In terms of us, though, as long as we've got a page on the website that's podcasts.
Well, there will also be.
As long as it's
there
all
will
there.
also be a mobile-friendly version of the site with an add to desktop button.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to just create that whether you're on iOS or web. But that's all this year. It's all penciled in this year. Lots of stuff going on. New shows from me. Midday Meltdown from you.
But what we need to do, though, all we need to do is make sure we get Apple users to go on our website on a phone, and as long as they can click subscribe,
but there'll also be an add to desktop button.
Yeah.
Because I've done that on a few sites now, so they can have a direct link to Trigger Warning's mobile website, and it'll do the job. The app's just a nicety, and it's nice to have an app.
We need another meat space as well, man.
We do.
Like if we did one March, maybe something like that, or
March, April.
How certain are we might still be here or homeless?
I don't know yet. Truth is, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just do not know. But the talented Mr. Ripley has insisted that I get in touch with him.
Oh, really?
Should we need somewhere to help?
I've not seen him since Game Face.
I spoke to him. It was before Christmas. I've got to give him a call, actually, because I really like chatting with Paul.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. Man. He is.
Paul Ripley, the guy who runs Fab Radio. He's a really top bloke.
He is, man.
He sorts Richie out with a lot of his tech issues. He's a really good guy, and he's a genuine pleasure to be around. He's such a dry...
It's a shame he doesn't do gigs anymore, man, because he used to work his arse off putting gigs on. Free gigs, showcasing people from
That's
all
probably
over the
why he
country.
doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But he's a top bloke, and he did tell me to have a word with him about venues. So one way or the other, we'll make sure that it happens.
Because he's got... I won't talk about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, definitely at least one meet space this year. I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 this year of different kinds. But enough about that. So yeah, lots to come, lots to happen. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Dude, you're rambling now. Yeah, man.
Bill Dower, this is what we do.
This is how we end every show.
What is the point giving us criticism as if it's going to improve us?
We say goodbye and then we ramble for 20 minutes. This is like standard.
It's done.
It's the one structured part of the show.
How about a vegan space? No. Fuck those people. Right, thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll be back to ramble some more next week. Obviously, we're not doing tomorrow night because I'm taking Junior to see Behemoth and Slipknot. Do you know what he said to me? He went, some people say Behemoth are satanic. And I thought, I'll just turn around and went, they are.
You know, man.
Because he doesn't think Satan's real anyway. But it's the way he went, some people would say that they are satanic. So I had to tell him, I went, they are satanic.
Was he like just testing the water with you?
Yeah, I think he was just seeing where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I just went, they are, and they're going to be great. And he's down with that now. He's perfectly fine.
Yeah, well, why not, man? Satanists tend to be okay, for the most part.
It's all a load of bollocks anyway, and as soon as you take the face paint off, it's all fucking gone.
Because of Christmas and being at school now, she knows what heaven is. And she played the angel.
It's a place on earth.
I loved it.
Did you know that?
But well, no, she mentioned...
I've heard the song, it's true.
It was like yesterday, day before, she mentions heaven to me. And I've not been pushing anything on her, like the yes or no or anything. I've just been asking at this point, well, what's heaven? And she's like, well, you sleep on clouds and you get to eat cheesy beans. And I was like, all right.
Junior's formed his own ideas on religion, because what we've done in our house, even though I'm a devout atheist, we don't really talk about it. Because, it's not like me and Mrs. Hewitt are going to sit down and talk about religion. We've been together 20-odd years. We know full well what each other's opinions are on that. But I've never really spoke about it. We have family members of different religions, and so he was talking about, Jesus. I said, so what do you know about Jesus? Because they took him to a church. They couldn't take him to the library because they were too busy, but they took him to a church. And he said, he told us about Jesus and the nativity. I said, all right, what do you think about that? And he went, apparently Jesus, who is Jesus? He said, well, he lived in Israel a long time ago. And I said, right. And then he went, I don't think he's real. I went, okay. So we had a chat about, because I've always told him people believe different things, and that's fine. So he genuinely doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I don't know what to do with it at the moment. I don't know. I'm mostly just asking, and I'm like, well,
why don't you just tell her that Jesus is Lord?
No, I don't want to go that way.
Satan?
I just say, that
Satan is your Lord and Master.
she mentioned hell, and I was like, look, hell is a mindset, and it happens on earth if you lie.
Iron Maiden said hell ain't a bad place. Hell is from here to eternity.
Yeah,
I am going to listen to Maiden on this one.
I'm just trying to frame it as like, if you tell the truth, you'll.
Why don't you just tell her the truth? It's all bollocks.
Because
here's what happens. This is what you're sweet angelic.
No,
she is, guys. She's such a sweet little angel. She really is.
Well,
you should turn around to your sweet angelic little angel. What happens, darling, is when you're old, or sometimes just if you get cancer, you die and your body bloats and rots and fills with gas and turns into slime.
That's not the whole story, though, is it?
Yes.
I mean, the problem is, in order to have a proper conversation with her about religion, she needs to have a certain amount of understanding of the world, and she doesn't have that yet.
No.
Because it's not just, it's bollocks and that. The other part to it is that human beings...
Oh, yes, you have to teach them that mental people believe in it as well.
But as an individual can be clever, an individual can be brilliant, but humans as a group herd and
oh yeah,
they collectivize.
Sorry, just reminded me of Iran. Then I am
then,
sorry.
I know,
You're making such a good point. I remember Stampede at a funeral.
So the other parts of religion is it's kind of the thing that when it goes well anyway, it's to stop people turning into Antifa. It's to stop people turning into these rape gangs,
feeble-minded people.
It's like when people get together, fucking idiots, fucking all sorts. But even clever.
That's
people,
what I tell my son.
Even all sorts of people. So it's like
fucking idiots believe in God, son.
There's a complicated conversation there. And I'm
not you can really can simplify it. Fucking idiots believe in God, son, and only fucking idiots believe wrestling is real. And that's about an end of it. That's all you need to know. That encapsulates the world.
But wrestling's a good example because people, they group together and they enjoy wrestling and it's an almost religious experience. The same with Star Wars. That's why Star Wars is such a betrayal now. It's shit because people treated it like a religion. And because humans have this weird...
To be fair,
collective...
We haven't burned many witches in the name of Star Wars.
No, but but that's the whole point.
But
man.
We could if we tried. That's where
point.
you're going, isn't it?
No.
We're going to do our own religion, aren't we?
No.
We're going to start our own religion. Is that where you're going with? That's where he's going with it.
My point is,
when do we do it?
Humans have a natural urge to collectivize, and
can I be the high priest?
When they collectivize,
you can be the grand wizard.
They need something good to hold on to. And sometimes that good thing is religion, or Star Wars, or heavy metal, or wrestling. But ultimately we do need something like that. We do. We need something.
We need heavy metal.
And however you fill that hole, so I'm not ready to explain to my 4-year-old daughter that there's a weird desire that we need that's really difficult to even communicate.
Again, simplify it. People are inherently weak and foolish and need a crutch to carry them through the inevitability of the ending of their life. That's what it really boils down to. Not about being good, bad. It's being frightened that when you die, that's the end of it.
But this is what I'm talking about in terms of collectivization, though, because then you get atheists who say exactly what you say, and then they're all together with that knowledge. And then you get that same collectivization thing. We can't help it. There's a part of us that needs.
It's practically the church of atheism.
We need to feel connected to other people. So you end up with just another. It's just a secular religion of everyone saying exactly what you've just said.
The truth.
Well, but the thing is, though, then you're holding on to a truth that you know that other people know, and you know that it makes you,
well, it's the truth.
You're then happy, and you can then strive for certain things and all the rest of it.
More truth, more heavy metal.
But that's there within us, man, and it's really hard to even see because it goes over.
People that believe in God piss in the bath when they first get in.
Do you know what, man? I nearly had a big argument with the missus about that. Because
pissing in the bath?
No, she was making jokes about my daughter pissing in the bath, and I'm like, I'm the last one in that fucking thing. She gets in first because she's got a back, she's got a back, so she gets in when it's red hot. Lets her back out, and then my daughter gets in.
Graham,
and then I get
could I just point out that it's not actually the 1970s anymore, and you could just draw more than one bath?
No, I know, but it's not that we plan.
Your immersion won't run out.
No, but we don't plan to do. It's not like because I remember that when I was a kid, but it's not like that when I was a kid and we actually took turns. It's more the daughter gets out and then she comes in and goes, "Are you getting in the bath then?" You know, as in, you fucking stink, get in the bath.
Graham will be Hayden in another 20 years.
Fuck off.
He will never be this cool. His voice will never be this deep.
No.
I can't wait till we're old. I mean, I'm already there, but...
We're getting there, man. We're getting there.
When I'm about 60 and you'll be in mid-50s, that'll be fucking epic.
I mean, the amount of fucking knock-off... Oh, it's the fucking sugar-free one, that's why.
Anyway, we gotta go. Fucking hell. We half an hour ago we said goodbye. How are we gonna play Fortnite if we're too tired?
Fuck you, Bucks Corp. It's not fucking communism. And by the way, communism works really well on...
Like Buckscore isn't old enough to remember having to use somebody else's bathwater. Please. Please. You've got fucking gout and you smell of cabbage, you prig. You're fucking well old enough to remember.
Cup of tea, thought Northerners. Well, this is why. She keeps an eye on it, because she's got a stricter thing in terms of that. Getting the fucking bath, Graham.
Oh, I like being clean.
Yeah, I like being clean. I just don't like getting off my ass at 10 at night. I'm like, oh,
Shit, I don't like baths, though.
I
don't like baths. I don't enjoy it. I like showers.
You see, I like showers, but I also like the thought of, like, well, I'm saving money, and I get in there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just...
While you rub your daughter's piss all over yourself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah!
One day you're going to do it, grab the soap, and it won't be soap.
Yeah, it just... my eyes getting all...
Shit. I pooed in the bath, Daddy.
That's why I've had this cough for a
And you
month,
come out of the
innit?
bathroom looking like Al fucking Jolson. Yeah. That'd be marvellous. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We're going to go because we really are done. It's been a fucking pleasure. We'll be back next week on Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday. Bye-bye.